All right, it is time. This infinite investment game, I'll talk about alternative investments and collectibles. This is not particularly investment advice, but if you listen to me, you'll probably make better decisions when it comes to just buying collectibles, and also it's going to be really entertaining. And also, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what videos you want to hear me talk about, my opinion on something. But also, if you respond on the video, like you agree or disagree, and I'll respond back to you. So I found this person in antiques and collectibles trade. His name is Rinker, and there's another little blog post that he has, and he's like answering questions. He's very knowledgeable. It's called Collectibles Expert Rinker on Fads and Bargains. I'm gonna put the link in the description. So Rinker is a national antiques and collectible authority, author, columnist, educator, lecturer, private collector, and dedicated accumulator. Seems like they have multiple LLCs, a consulting firm. They're involved in editorial, educational, media, and personal appearance research and writing services in the antiques and collectibles trade. So this person's like a juggernaut. I guess they've been part of a column for 28 years or more, and they have their own little radio show talking about collectibles that comes on Sunday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern. He has authorized over 20 books about antiques and collectibles and have been on multiple TV shows. All right, so first question to him. What are some notable discoveries that have been made recently in your area of expertise? A transition is taking place in the collectibles field. Collectors of the traditional collectible category dating from the 1920s to the 1960s are aging. As a result, major collections are entering the marketplace. The quantity of the material and a lack of interest among younger collectors has resulted in great pieces becoming available for bargain prices. Further, many of these collections are new to the market, containing material that has not been available for decades. Antique basement, barn, shed finds continue to occur on a regular basis between PBS Antiques Roadshow and dozens of antique collectibles cable television shows. Each week bring another look what I found revelation. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people, because of shows, a lot of people think, you know, whatever collectible antique is going to be worth a lot of money. That's not always the case. Most of the time it's not. And you know, you have auction hunters, American pickers, pawn stars, hardcore pawn, stuff like that, where people have their normal day-to-day items. That's where, you know, or, you know, they have something locked away that can make them money in a sense. And probably something they don't use or have any value for, and they're like, oh, it's almost like free money or winning the lottery in a sense. Kind of like this lottery or American dream kind of mentality that anyone can gain money and win. And you know, that's kind of just part of it. You kind of just luck up on this very valuable item in a sense, and you discover it. So what are your top tips for aspiring collectors in your area of expertise? Beginning collectors are encouraged to take time to study the market, focusing on availability of objects which are common and which are scarce, and tracking long-term trends since many aspects of the market are generational. Pick a narrow specialty. The age of broad general category collections is over, primarily because of cost and space required. Research and study the examples you buy. Objects are inanimate. It is the story associated with the object. How was it made? Who made it? Who designed it? How was it used? Etc. So that makes objects come alive. Collecting collectibles takes place in a global market. Think globally. This is not the only source to buy, nor the only location where collectors live. Do not buy with investment in mind. The secondary market for collectibles is extremely volatile. What should a collector ask to identify an item and avoid common pitfalls? First, what is the complete unit? A collectible, the complete unit is often more the object. The unit may include the period box, packing material within the box, literature within the box, and accessories that came with the object. Second condition is critical. Avoid purchasing objects that are graded below fine condition. Today's collectors want objects as close to factory new as possible. That's very true. Third, carefully examine the object for repairs, restoration, or enhancement. Even if you do not spot anything, ask the seller to guarantee that the object is as made. Fourth, question all undocumented attributions. Facts, not opinions, are what's important. Fifth, while provenance adds to an object's story, do not overvalue its financial consideration. What questions should a collector ask to determine the fair sales price of an item? The collector should know the value range of an object before consider buying it. The only value that counts to the buyer is what he/she is willing to pay. Buyers tend not to question the asking price dealers place on objects. This value only represents what the dealer feels the object is worth. Field test and research the value before buying. Over 95% of collectors are mass produced. So whether it's sports cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, whatever, 90% of stuff is mass produced, meaning terms such as rare and unique have little to no meaning. Comparison shopping is a necessary. What is selling best in what? So the next question is, what is best selling in today's market? Young collectors are brand name for designer name things. Many auction houses conduct sales of contemporary items less than 20 years old. Women's handbags are one example. Buyers are paying spectacular prices. This speculative bubble will burst. In the late 1970s, 80s, and 90s are the hot decade because the modernists emphasize the furniture and decorative accessories from the 1950s and 60s are still in favor. However, 1950s and 60s music, movie, radio, television memorabilia is declining in value. That is interesting. Furniture and decorative accessories are still useful, huh? Item associated with famous movie or music stars continue to attract strong collectors' interest. Collectors seem to forget that fame is fleeting. Thanks to auction hype and record prices, categories such as coins, illustrated art, firearms, and related memorabilia and sports memorabilia are enjoying strong markets. What other questions do people ask you most frequently in your area of expertise? Authenticity is a major issue. Collectibles field is filled with reproductive exact copies of period pieces, copycat stylistic copies of period pieces, fantasy pieces, pieces that did not exist historically or incorporate design elements from an earlier period. Fake objects meant to deceive. Is what I own period is a common question. Where can I sell my item to achieve maximal return? Collectibles have specific markets, some of which fall outside the United States. What are the person really want to know is, where can I obtain book value? Is the store associated with the object correct? Interesting. Information often comes distorted when passed from one person to another. Stories associating an object with a famous personality are often false than true. All right, that's just a brief video on collectibles in general. You can kind of get this from sports cards and extrapolate that information there, but I just think more people should look up Harry Rinker, Harry, and then Rinker, Rinker. I think this person is very knowledgeable on collectibles in general, and I think you can learn a lot from sports cards, whether you're a collector, investor, or speculator.